New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio has announced that New York City public school children will spend 1 to 3 days per week in a classroom and also the rest of the time learning from home. This when they return to school in September. Schools Chancellor Richard Carranza and Mayor gave families a first look at what the children's schedule could actually look like when kids return to school with new social distancing guidelines brought on by the coronavirus pandemic. The plan will have to bring in half or a third of students in classrooms at a time, depending on how much space is available in the school building, and have kids who are at home each day continue with distance learning. Now, mandatory masks will be required for children and staff, nightly deep cleanings, and also hand washing stations, as well as using outdoor spaces like cafeteria and gyms and auditoriums for social distancing will also be a part of the plan. And in other news, tenants as well as organizers rallied at Bronx County Housing Court to protest and call for eviction courts to remain closed all the way throughout 2020. Our BronxNet reporter Sanji Lopez was on the scene, and she brings us a story right now.
No rent. No money. No rent.
Bronx community members, advocates, and coalition members of the Right to Counsel NYC Coalition and Housing Justice for All gathered in front of the Bronx Housing Court on Grand Concourse for an eviction defense rally demanding that housing courts remain closed and advocating for government to place people over profits and an eviction-free NYC through 2020.
We're here demanding that they keep the courts closed. We want to make sure that tenants have an opportunity to weather this storm, and that the government protects them and bails them out the same in the way they protect and bail out corporations. We are paying our taxes. They use our taxes to help the wealthy. They need to use our taxes to help us when we need help.
Due to the pandemic, I lost my job, and because I haven't paid rent for 3 months, they're already sending me to court. It's not fair that due to the pandemic, we have to be on the street.
The Bronx Housing Court is the busiest court in the 5 boroughs. Tenants and organizers here fear that in the next coming weeks, not only will this court be inundated with new eviction cases, but also COVID-19 cases.
My coworkers have lost clients, our neighbors, to COVID-19.
Mis colegas han perdido clientes que son nuestros vecinos por causa de la pandemia.
The elderly have been left to die during this pandemic.
Los inquilinos mayores se los ha dejado a morir durante la pandemia.
The courts are fully aware of the deadly impact that reopening will have on our people, and I refuse to be complicit.
Las cortes saben el grave dolor que causará reabrir y aún así lo hacen.
It'll be dangerous for New York to have people moving around to have to come to court. It'll also be very dangerous if people are actually evicted, because then they're going to be homeless. There's nowhere to use the bathroom or sleep or take a drink of water if you're homeless. If you go to a shelter, there's no social distancing. It's going to be dangerous for tenants and dangerous for all New Yorkers.
The universal eviction moratorium protecting anyone from being evicted has been extended until August 7th. However, courts remain partially open, allowing landlords to file new eviction cases. The rally ended with this skit depicting what housing courts will look like once reopened during and post-COVID-19.
And so it goes, one tenant after another being dragged into housing court for essentially being poor. Everybody knows that while wages have remained stagnant, rents have doubled and tripled.
For future tenant actions, petitions, and information, follow at Housing Justice for All and Right to Counsel NYC on Instagram. Reporting for BronxNet, Sanji Lopez.
And thank you, Sanji. And in other news, Uptown Vinyl Supreme has a special announcement they're making coming out on July the 19th. Let's take a very special look at that.
What's up, y'all? I go by Sunny Chiba, part of Uptown Vinyl Supreme.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
And we have been invited by Summer Stage to take over their IG on Sunday, July 19th from 2 to 4 p.m. for their new series, People Speak Sundays. And we were invited because we were supposed to perform for them August 1st of this year, but with everything that's been going on, they've been figuring out other ways to get to the people. So if you tune in, and if you would like to, you can use the hashtag #PeopleSpeakSunday for a chance to be chosen to be featured on our live takeover. So share your art, share your voice, share your poetry, and let's keep this conversation going.
And that's all the time we have for our Bronx updates. We encourage you to stay connected to us. Guess what? We got a whole lot more open, some great things happening. Stay with us. We'll be right back right after this.